After Michael and Sarah returned home for the birth of their child, my mother-in-law approached me with a cold expression. "You need to leave," she said firmly. "Me, leave?" I asked, shocked. "Yes, Michael and his wife will be living here now. There's no place for you anymore." Her words cut deep. I had always felt like an outsider in this family, never truly accepted. Now, they were casting me out. "You're barren," she continued. "We allowed you to experience raising a child. Be grateful. Simon is tired of you too." I was stunned. If Simon was part of this, then I had no reason to stay. It was clear they wanted me gone. Fine. They would face the consequences of their actions. I'm Anna Thompson, 45 years old, living with my husband Simon and his mother in a spacious apartment near the city center. Simon, 8 years older than me, is a manager at his company. We met through a friend and married after 2 years of dating. Simon had a son, Michael, from a previous marriage. He assured me that I wouldn't have to worry about raising Michael, as his mother would handle most of the childcare. We moved into a large apartment so I could have my own space. From the beginning, Michael was distant. He wouldn't make eye contact, and I assumed he was just shy. My mother-in-law seemed polite at first, offering to handle meals while I took care of cleaning and laundry. After we married, I switched to part-time work at the pharmacy to manage household chores. I often came home to find dinner ready, but I always ate alone. Michael and my mother-in-law had already eaten. I tried to accept this as our family dynamic. However, my mother-in-law never truly accepted me. When I suggested attending Michael's school events, she dismissed me, insisting that only she and Simon were Michael's family. I later discovered she had been speaking ill of me to Michael, telling him I wished he weren't around. No wonder he kept his distance. After high school, Michael moved in with his girlfriend and eventually married her without a ceremony. Once he left, my mother-in-law stopped doing housework and began criticizing everything I did, from cooking to cleaning. She belittled me constantly, making me feel worthless. Her behavior worsened after Sarah announced her pregnancy. It seemed my mother-in-law was taking out her frustrations on me, blaming me for Michael's departure and her loneliness. One evening, I went out to a local tavern to clear my mind. While there, I received a shocking revelation from a young waitress. My husband was having an affair with one of their employees. This betrayal fueled my resolve. I returned home and began packing my belongings. The next day, I moved out, taking everything I had purchased. My mother-in-law was stunned, but I was determined. A week later, my husband called, pleading for me to return. I refused, reminding him that his mother had told me to leave. I also revealed that I had been covering the rent and expenses for years due to his declining income. I visited the house one last time to confront them. Michael and Sarah were shocked to learn they would now be responsible for the $5,600 monthly rent. Sarah was particularly upset, realizing they couldn't afford it. I left, feeling a sense of closure. Michael later sent me a letter, apologizing for his past behavior and expressing regret over our strained relationship. Now, I live peacefully in my own apartment, free from the constant criticism and tension. I've resumed my work as a pharmacist and am focusing on my own happiness. A fresh start. I sat alone in the tavern, sipping a cold beer and enjoying a plate of grilled chicken. The day had been long and tiring, but the food and drink provided some comfort. As I glanced at my phone, the screensaver lit up with a photo of Michael on his 18th birthday, dressed smartly in the suit we had picked out together. It brought back memories and a longing for a closer family bond. The thought of moving out tomorrow weighed heavily on me. I had made the decision, but doubts lingered. To distract myself, I searched for moving companies and found one available the next day. I also looked up junk removal services and saved 2 options. Changing my phone's screensaver seemed to clear my mind, and the meal tasted even better. I decided to plan everything once I got home. As I left the tavern, a young waitress called out to me. She had recognized me from my phone's screensaver and revealed that my husband was having an affair with one of their employees. We exchanged contact information, and she promised to keep me updated. Instead of feeling sad, I was filled with anger. It was time to confront the situation. I booked the moving company and resolved to leave that day. If my mother-in-law and Michael were truly involved, I no longer owed my husband any loyalty. Returning home, I packed my belongings until midnight. The movers arrived on time, and I made it clear that I was leaving. They took everything I had purchased, removing all traces of me. My mother-in-law panicked, but I remained firm. "I'm taking everything I bought. You can start a new life tomorrow," I said, suppressing a laugh. Ignoring her protests, I had everything removed. The only items left were baby supplies and her old dresser. Well then, goodbye, there should be no trace of me left, so enjoy your life with Simon, Michael, and his family, I declared, leaving her stunned. I placed the keys on the table and exited. The movers stored my belongings, and I stayed with a colleague for a while, feeling a sense of closure. I slept soundly that night. A week later, my husband contacted me. While he hesitated, the young waitress from the tavern sent me a photo. It showed my husband with another woman, entering a hotel. Any remaining affection I had for him vanished. I obtained the woman's name and address. Armed with evidence of the affair, my husband called. Anna, where are you? Michael and his family are here too. Aren't you coming home? No, I'm not coming back. Your mom told me to leave. I'm done here. Michael and his family are living with you now, right? I suspected that Michael and his family were financially struggling and sought to stay at our place. I had heard they were working part-time jobs after graduating from vocational school. No, I want you back, Anna. I went to the pharmacy, and they said you're off for a bit. Please don't crash. I'm fine, so don't worry about me. Your mom and Michael didn't like me, right? I bet they're happy to have the place to themselves without me around. My comment left my husband speechless. He knew his mother and Michael never accepted me but chose to ignore it. Well, all right, I have something to say, so I'll come back there once. Days later, I returned to the house. New furniture and appliances were present. Michael and Sarah nodded at me from the sofa without getting up. As I sat down, my mother-in-law glared at me. The atmosphere was tense. Michael spoke up. What are you doing here? You took everything from the house. What kind of person does that? Dad's been supporting you, and you've had it easy. I sighed. I took everything because I paid for it. I wanted to remove all traces of me, just as you wanted. That's crazy, right? There's no way you could afford all that just working part-time at the pharmacy, my husband said. I looked at him. Simon's company has been struggling, and his salary decreased. For the past 5 years, I've been covering the shortfall. I've been paying our rent. My mother-in-law looked at my husband in surprise. I'm not just a part-timer, I'm a part-time pharmacist, and the pay is quite good. I'm earning more than Simon now. My husband looked away awkwardly. My mother-in-law's eyes darted between us. From now on, Michael, you'll be paying the rent. You're going to live here, right? After all the help your grandma has given, it's time for you to take care of her.